Hey guys, and welcome back to Med About Skin. For those of you who've been with the channel some time, you'll know that I'm a huge advocate for the use of peptides in skincare. Peptides are fantastic, particularly for anti-aging. Certain peptides can boost the levels of collagen and elastin production in the skin to return firmness and elasticity. There's even a separate category of peptides which can give an immediate impact on the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And it's these that are known as BOTOX in a bottle for their ability to have those instant, quick wins and results. For months, I've been a huge advocate of using these two products together, the Ordinary Argireline and the Ordinary matrixyl. Together, you get those long-term collagen boosts and those short-term wrinkle reductions, which is why this for me has been a holy grail. But I'm always in the market to look out for some other products that might, at no additional cost, help us to elevate our skincare routine. I think I might have discovered one in today's video. So sit back, relax, let's talk a new BOTOX in a bottle serum. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know what your own hot take is on peptides. Do you love them, use them daily in your routine, or for you, did you just not get the results you were expecting? Let me know and give me like your peptide before and after stories in the comment section below. Whatever your thoughts on peptides, if you want to support me as a content creator, the very best way of doing that is by giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. I like to do as much research as possible, really investigate the skincare market so I can bring to you the most affordable product choices that are going to deliver the maximum results. If that's the sort of content you like to see, then giving the video a thumbs up and a like, honestly, supports me so much. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So you guys know I'm not a fan of gatekeeping. I don't like people hanging on to the very bitter end of the video before I declare what product it is. So front and center, the one we're talking about today is this. This is the Medi Peel Peptide 9 Volume BOTOX Ampoule. That has a ridiculously long name, but don't worry, I have linked a couple of places you can buy it in the description box below. So if you don't want to have to type it all out into Google, those links are there for your convenience. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why I think this is kind of next level, taking things up a gear. I'm then going to share with you the experiences I've got from using it. And then, of course, I'm going to come on to some potential drawbacks. So hopefully everyone has the full information they need in order to make a decision on whether this is right for their individual skin's needs. So let's kick things off with a bit of info about the product. So this is a Korean skincare brand. They have been around for quite a while, but I think they're just starting to get a little bit of hype and attention online, at least here in the West. I only heard about Medi Peel for the first time maybe 3 months ago, and it was thanks to a couple of you guys recommending them to me that I first started to investigate. The fear of missing out crept in, so I put this product on order, and genuinely I've been really impressed. They do a lot of different versions of this, and let me tell you that this is the one, the Ampoule, that we're talking about today, because they do an essence, they do a toner. None of them have the same number of peptides or the same concentration as the Ampoule. So just to avoid, make sure everyone knows exactly what they're getting. It's the Ampoule that we're talking about delivering next level results, and that's the one that's linked in the description box. The others are good, but they're not as potent. So the brand makes some bold claims with this. They say that you're going to achieve professional level results without having to pay professional skincare prices. That's music to my ears, because if they can actually deliver that and help us save some coin, I'm all for it. They claim that the peptides in here are going to work instantly on those fine lines and wrinkles to minimize them down. In their studies, they say by 12%, which honestly is a pretty significant reduction. They also say that over time, they're going to boost the levels of collagen and elastin production to give some more fullness back to the skin. This is definitely something that increased collagen production will achieve, so it's kind of making sense. They also call out the fact that in here, you've got a plethora of different amino acids, which are great to nourish and hydrate the skin, and hydrolyzed collagen. This is important because whilst applying collagen topically to the skin doesn't lead to an increase of it in the skin, you need the peptides to achieve that. Using hydrolyzed collagen is a great humectant. It draws in and retains moisture within itself, plumping the skin out. So on instant application, you're getting a minimizing of those fine lines and wrinkles with some of these peptides, and you're getting instant plumping and hydration boost. In the long term, you're getting that extra collagen production for some great anti-aging results and some real deep level hydration thanks to all of those amino acids. All of that, when I read the ingredients list, I was like, yes, this is the sort of product I want to try, which is why I then put it through its paces. So I paid £14.99 and you get 100 ml of product. So you get a lot of product for your money. Now, I will say in different countries, there seems to be a wide discrepancy in terms of the price point. I've seen this on sale for the £14.99, which is what I paid. I've also seen it on sale for £70. So there seems to be a wide variation. So I will say, make sure that you just check the different price points from the different retailers and shop where it's most cost effective. And for me, I got this one from Yes Style, but it's also available at a similar price on Stylevana too, which are the two links that I've left below. I've been using it for 2 weeks, which, just a disclaimer, isn't enough to see those long-term results, but definitely is enough to tell you how I feel it performs in that immediate term. Bit more than a first impression, which is a couple of views, but I'll revisit this review, say 6 months' time, when I can give you a more long-term take on how it performs. So in terms of its application, now it is a bit of a weird texture. Because of that hydrolyzed collagen, it does have a thicker, I don't know if that's coming across on camera, a much thicker viscosity than, say, the Ordinary Argireline Solution would, but it blends beautifully into the skin. This disappears literally without a trace. You can definitely feel those hydrators getting to work, those amino acids, the hydrolyzed collagen, and some of those peptides, and they plump out. It's got a nice calming effect too. I tend to keep this in the fridge because I like the instant cooling and the calming, and that really, really works for me. You get a very, very similar result to the Ordinary Argireline Solution in terms of minimizing those fine lines and wrinkles. But unlike the Ordinary Argireline, which is just one peptide, you have a blend of 9 different ones in here. So it's kind of taking it to the next level in terms of what those peptides are going to do. When you look at the individual peptides, you have that Argireline, which is a core component in here. But you also have a number of different collagen boosting peptides, you have some hydrating peptides, and you also have some peptides that are designed to minimize inflammation in the skin. It's a nice broad spectrum of different peptides to work, and I think that's why you get so many different results from just the one serum. You have some copper peptides in here, which are my favourites when it comes to boosting collagen and elastin, but they don't declare the percentage. And based on a rough guess on the ingredients list, it's going to be slightly lower in terms of that copper peptide percentage than with some other products. I'm going to come on to that a little later in the video. But in terms of the overall peptide blend, I think this is one of the best that I've seen on the market. And I really like the fact that they've thought about which peptides they can use in order to maximise the benefits you're going to see. On the skin, instant plumping, nice level of hydration, and it does get to work on those fine lines and wrinkles the second you apply it to the skin. That collagen is going to plump itself out, which is definitely going to give additional volume in the first instance, and that again will further diminish the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Just kind of gives a nice overall healthy skin look. I think for the price point and for the amount that you're getting, this is definitely a step up from some of the other BOTOX in a bottle products, but I always say to people, set your expectations. It might be fun to call something BOTOX in a bottle, and I know that's what a lot of the editors, the beauty bloggers and everything are calling it, but you're not going to get the same results from any topically applied skincare as what you will from injectable BOTOX. So just set your expectations a little bit from the outset, but I think in terms of the results you're going to see, this is probably the best of the BOTOX in a bottle serums that I've tried to date. Those long-term benefits I'll look back on and share with you in a good few months' time. But based on first impressions and using it for a couple of weeks, definitely helping to plump the skin out, give it just a juicy, radiant and healthy glow, which I love. It's not sticky, it's not tacky, it just feels great. Now, that's all the positives. I always like to share with people some of the drawbacks because no product is sheer perfection. And so it's worth just calling those out so you guys can make the right call for your skin's needs. So first and foremost, there's a tiny amount of fragrance in here. It's right at the bottom of the ingredients list, and honestly, you can barely smell it. The fragrance that there is actually quite fresh, it's quite nice. I know some people just want to avoid fragrance in their skincare at all costs. If you do, this isn't going to be for you. So I will just call that out. For me, I personally find it quite pleasant, and it doesn't bother me at all. But I think it's worth calling out so you can match, formulations to your individual wants when it comes to skincare. As I touched on earlier, when it comes to copper peptides, I feel that they're like the best of the best when it comes to anti-aging. They don't disclose the percentage of copper peptides in here, and like I said, based on the ingredients list and the peptides it sits alongside, I think it's going to be on the lower end of the copper peptides. That's absolutely fine, because what this is offering is a plethora of different peptides altogether, of which copper peptides are one component. But I'd say you're going to get the best results from this using it on a morning where you want that plumpness, that hydration, that instant minimizing of fine lines and wrinkles. And then on an evening, you're probably going to want to stick to a copper peptide serum with a known percentage and concentration. So I've been using this on a morning to give me that instant volume and plumpness. And then on an evening, I've been using my own Mad About Skin Perfecting Peptide Serum, which has copper peptides in a 3% concentration, which is like the high watermark when it comes to that copper peptide strength. This, you know what you're getting. You know you're getting a good dose of those copper peptides, and whilst you're going to be getting less copper peptides in this. Doesn't mean that it's without merit. Like I say, I tend to use this one on the morning, this one on the evening, and I find that that gives the very best results. Finally, I would just say there's a good dose of hyaluronic acid in here. So if you're using a separate hyaluronic acid serum, say like the one from The Ordinary, I personally would ditch that and use this in the place of it. You can have too much of a good thing, and because this has a decent amount of hyaluronic acid in, you probably don't want to use a standalone hyaluronic acid serum alongside it. That might be too much for the skin. So ditch the hyaluronic acid, see this as like a 2-in-1 peptide and hyaluronic acid serum together. It'll save you a step in your skincare routine, and I think it'll just prevent the risk of overloading the skin with that hyaluronic acid. Overall, when I look at some of the other Botox in a bottle preparations from the Ordinary Argireline, which I used to mix with the matrixyl, from the Indeed Labs Synoxin 2, which is one of my personal favourites, right the way through to some of the great Korean skincare options on the market. I've tried pretty much all of them as part of the research for the channel, and I will say, this I think gives the very best immediate results. If you're wanting extra volume, you want extra plumpness, you want to minimize those fine lines and wrinkles, I think this is where it's at. It's the best that I've tried to date. Will there be a new discovery on the horizon? Who knows? I love the level of innovation that we're seeing in skincare at the moment. But for me, of all the ones I tried, I definitely think this is the standout. Just make sure that if copper peptides are your key focus in skincare, that you continue to use a copper peptide serum, at least in the evening, use this in the morning, and that way you'll get the very best results. That's how I choose to target it. But of course, I'd love to know your thoughts, feelings, opinions. So sound off in the comments section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.